And so we move from sport to illness and a research study which may be of interest to anyone who has a relative with Huntington's disease. Our reporter Valerie Waters has been finding out about living with the condition of this very debilitating disease and what hope the research may offer.
Beaumont Hospital in Dublin has recently launched a register called Enroll HD, which is part of a worldwide effort to help find effective treatments for Huntington's disease.
The aim of Enroll HD is to provide it's an observational study to try and capture as many people around the world with Huntington's disease and follow them over time with a view to making better treatments available for patients. Huntington's is a type of brain disease. It's called a neurodegenerative disease. Patients suffer a gradual deterioration, a progressive deterioration in their structure of their brain and also in the functioning of their brain. When this part of the brain, the cells start to die, the coordinated control of movement starts to deteriorate. So people get twitchy, writhing movements that they find it hard to control. People find it much harder to remember information, to process what's being said to them quickly, to problem solve and to plan.
Beaumont Hospital wants as many people who have HD and their unaffected family members to participate in the Enroll HD study.
The study is very comprehensive, but it's not unlike a normal clinical referral that people do. So when they come into the clinic, they'll have a neurological examination. They'll also undergo some simple pencil and paper tests of their thinking and some questionnaires about their mood and how they're coping with the disease. And we'll also interview the family members and get a history. We'll also take a small amount of blood for genetic analysis and to see if there's any way that we can identify more genetic abnormalities or anything that can be a source of treatment.
Huntington's disease is passed on from one generation to the next. Each son or daughter has a 50% chance of inheriting or not inheriting from their affected parent. Dubliner Christy Clark is living with Huntington's disease. Christy had known that Huntington's was in the family, so when he started showing signs at first in 2004, he was eventually able to get a diagnosis. After almost 14 years together, Christy was married to Anne O'Shea in County Limerick just last year. During their years together, Christy's physical condition deteriorated. He now needs round-the-clock care, partly provided by Crumlin Home Care, and he is also peg-fed. Anne works part-time in the mornings while Christy gets home care. Once Anne gets back from work, she takes over. Christy's speech has deteriorated, so Anne tells us their story.
I am very lucky in the fact that I am working in the mornings. It's keeping me mentally stable, and it's keeping Christy mentally stable, because I think for the two of us to be on our own, it wouldn't be good for either of us. We do have a fantastic care package from Crumlin Home Care, and they look after us so well. I have a fantastic family behind us as well. They're down in Limerick, and without them we'd be completely lost. You know, you need all that backup, you need that support system, because you're taking each step one day at a time. As things happen, you deal with them. You do cope, you do find ways of getting around it, and having that support system behind you, it makes it so much easier. We have our speech and language therapists, we have our occupational therapists, we have our nurse, our district nurse. We're linked into all the team that we need, and you need them. It's extremely important. If you see the physical sides starting, that's when you get the home help in. That's when you get your team behind you, because you're going to need them more than anything. You really are.
Back at Beaumont Hospital, Katie Martin is registering with Enroll HD. Katie's mother has been living with Huntington's disease since Katie was a baby, and now her mum needs full-time care. Katie, who does not have the condition, has had great support from the Huntington's Disease Association of Ireland. It's very important to connect with others in similar situations, so Katie has enjoyed youth camps organised by the association. She has also written for the Huntington's publication about her life's journey.
I do wish I'd come in contact with the Huntingtons Association earlier in my life, perhaps. I think it would have been really a big change for me, but that was something that we really felt after we'd gone to the camp. A group of us got together and said, we need to create more awareness for young people that there are all these connections that can be made. They can't do enough for you. You can call them about anything. If I'm worried about mum or anything, because Huntington's in every patient. I've had loads of people in my family, but it's new with every person.
Sean Lennon's father, Donal, is also living with Huntington's disease. Sean, who does not have HD, has watched his dad's health slowly decline throughout the years.
To many children, their father is the strongest man in the world. They think he's invincible. And to see this really strong father figure, the one that is meant to protect you, slowly become sicker and sicker, and then the roles will reverse. It is an incredible responsibility. It can be very difficult seeing him like that, especially seeing who he was, the man he was, come to this stage in his life. But from family and friends, what they've told me about him, he was just such a lovely, strong, capable man. Never did he complain, say, why me? He always just got on with it. And so we're trying to take a leaf from his book, and then just keep going. Don't let it get you down. Because once you start on that downward slope of depression and self-pitying, it's so hard to come back from that.
And our thanks to the families who have shared with us their stories of a relative with Huntington's disease. If you're interested in finding out more about the Beaumont Project, then go to the website, which is on your screens now.